Welcome to the viability rankings of every single Mega. We've put them in order, we've divided them into sub-ranks, and we've got a lot to go through. So we'll just quickly throw out a reminder that the Legend ZA Megas don't yet have abilities before jumping right in with the first and the worst. In the totally worthless category, we have Autono, who's a passive wall that not only does no damage, but also isn't much of a hit taker, as its great bulk is undermined by unreliable recovery methods and flawed typing, rendering it completely pointless, which it would be even if it didn't demand the Mega Stone. Then we have Bannit. Bannit is so bad, it would be a waste even if it didn't eat up your Mega slot. Its huge attack is useless alongside pitiful stab and coverage with no bulk or speed to speak of either. A tier above that, we have the not much to it category. And here we have Malamar. Given its paltry, even by non-Mega standard stats, it's almost certain to receive an outstanding ability. Possibly the Trick Room Setter, which is really the only reason it's not in the Nope tier. Yes, it's a major improvement over its normal form, but in absolute terms, it's majorly flawed. Then we have Scolipede, who is a horribly slow bug poison type, and even its great attack and defense aren't nearly high enough to overcome that. It'll need an incredible ability to be at all worthwhile. Then we have Pyroar, who is very fast and solidly powerful, but while the speed might suffice, the power certainly doesn't. Its other stats have inexplicably uselessly been boosted instead. Without a top tier ability, it's nearly useless. Then we have Ampharos. Ampharos becoming an astronomically powerful half dragon, giving it both superb secondary stab and valuable defensive resist, doesn't do much when it's so awfully slow. It's also a Draco Meteor lacking dragon and struggles into many grounds, which are Electric's natural enemy. Sceptile explodes to not just enormous speed and great power, but gains excellent secondary dragon stab and lightning rod, turning Thunderwave from ruinous to a special attack boost. However, it's also a meteor lacking dragon and it isn't too reliable into steel types, and it also can't take a hit. Dragalge has strong special attack and solid bulk, but the latter doesn't go far enough to compensate for its low speed, which makes it too easy to play around both offensively and defensively, which betray the unique possibilities of the typing Eternatus made such great use of. Drampa is plagued by the same issues as Dragalge, but at least it's stronger, bulkier, and has Roost. On the other hand, its typing is much worse. Either way, the ceiling isn't too high. Electros gains respectable speed and bulk, but not nearly enough to do justice to its high attacking stats and vividly colorful, wide-reaching move pool, which themselves, though solid, still aren't quite enough to overcome Mono Electric's near inherently limited impact. Mega Raichu X is similarly flawed, as it gains strong attack, but not strong enough. Its speed also remains unchanged in favor of useless bulk increases. It'll surely go the Charizard route with a major power-up ability, but it'll need something insane to step out of Raichu-Y's shadow. Scovillain may receive impressive dual attacking stats, but it has the same issue of getting its defenses buffed in lieu of speed. Increased bulk is helpful in and of itself, but doesn't actually do that much for its limited survivability, while its speed is in fact dire. It'll need an amazing ability. Victory Bell seems to be a more offensively geared counterpart to Mega Venusaur, which has promise, but its unchanged base 70 speed in conjunction with only decent bulk does not. Additionally, it'll have some serious coverage issues, even if hidden power does make a return. Now we move on to the decent tier. Abomasnow has paltry speed that makes picking on its many weaknesses a cinch, but it's a monster of a mixed attacker with synergistic, high-powered stabs, and its Snow Warning provides unique team support beyond its own impact. It's not easy to slap on a team though. Embor becomes incredibly powerful and very specially bulky as well, but its low speed severely undercuts the impact of both. If it hits the field, almost nothing will be safe from its onslaught, but the recoil of its own Flare Blitz will make it even easier to take out in return. Skarmory loses some of its famous defense as it completely changes gears into a fast, powerful physical attacker. It can still take a hit, especially as it gains some much appreciated special defense, but its larger challenge will be overcoming its severely limited coverage. Houndoom receives a much needed power and speed boost, but while the speed is superb, its power just isn't boosted high enough. Instead, Mega Doom sees significant, wasteful allocations to defenses that remain insufficient. It's quite limited, but occasionally threatening. Beedrill goes from one of the worst Pokemon in the game to a speedy hard hitter, with its stabs powered further by adaptability. Said stabs have limited coverage though, and Beedrill is held back further by its frailty and multitude of weaknesses, but it hits quite hard. Steelix gets stratospheric defense, of course, but also a highly improved special defense to really bring the most of its great defensive typing, while boosted attack and sheer force let it hit hard as well. Low speed and lack of recovery are major hindrances, but overall it's solid. Absol becomes much faster and stronger, primarily physically, but potentially able to go mixed as well. What really makes it though is its ability Magic Bounce, increasing both its threat and enabling potential team support. It has a solid niche. Chestnut drops its speed to really boost its bulk, with both defenses getting huge buffs, as well as notably improving its attack. The lack of speed is certainly going to limit it, as is its struggle against flyers, but the great utility it gleans from its solid palette of resist will carry it. Glalie might seem mediocre, but it's deceptively dangerous. as its unshocking stats are elevated by the Refrigerate ability's immense power, leading to a powerful Ice-type explosion. Glalie also packs the water-shredding Freeze Dry and the utility of Spikes. Flawed, yes, but certainly threatening. Camerupt has sub-Snorlax and slow twin speed, but truly extraordinary sheer force power with synergistic typing for powerful dual stat and useful defensive value. It's the rare slow offensive Pokemon whose upsides are still so great. They make the effort to use it worthwhile. Blastoise becomes a tanky offensive rapid spinner. Despite its lower speed, it's a strong blend of utility and wall breaking, the latter stemming from its huge special attack alongside the Mega Launcher ability, effectively giving it stab on Dark Pulse and Aura Sphere. Pidgeot gains incredible power and speed for its Stab Hurricane, and can no longer miss thanks to its No Guard ability, letting it rip through almost everything, assisted further by Heat Wave. Its lack of Focus Blast coverage and defensive utility holds it back, but it's dangerous. Meowstic becomes a speedy, powerful special attacker alongside its bevy of new utility options, including the 3 major entry hazards. It'll be able to run many sets that both threaten opponents and support its team. Its physical frailty can still be exploited, but it's got potential. Chimecho receives a much-needed type boost, half steel typing, synergizing perfectly with its newly buffed defenses, letting it unleash its superb new special attack with Boom Burst and Stab Flash Cannon. It's slow and has coverage issues, but it just needs a good ability. Clefable becomes half flying, much stronger, slightly faster, and its renowned bulk has also been buffed. Said bulk relied on Magic Guard though. If it retains the ability, it'll be even better. Otherwise, its many strengths will be limited by Stealth Rock alongside still middling speed. Alright, now we have the good tier. Meganium finally gains its much needed revamp, going from an ineffectual mono grass wall to an incredibly strong special attacker packing serious bulk, better both offensively and defensively for its new half fairy typing. Though its coverage is limited, there's plenty to like here. Chandelure not only lets loose truly absurd special attack, but comes equipped with supporting tools. Its defenses receive useful twin buffs, and its speed takes a small yet significant step forward. It's worth working around its weaknesses for its utterly ludicrous power. Glimmora gets a serious set of buffs. It's now got solid bulk, solid speed, and excellent special attack, optimizing its unique blend of hazard-based utility and offense. It's now perfectly equipped to fully transcend the typing shortcomings in favor of maximizing its strengths. Tatsugiri now has the stats to utilize its superb toolkit. Its amazing foundation of Nasty Plot, Rapid Spin, and Water Dragon stabs can finally be wielded with newly well-placed speed, sterling special attack, and vastly improved bulk, especially on the special side. Sharpedo has to hold off its use and Mega Evolution until late game, but it's a menace when unleashed. It gains the speed boost, then evolves and gains the power of boosted attack and strong jaw. Its uses requires precision and restraint, but it's lights out late game. Aerodactyl becomes one of the fastest Pokemon in the game, and its great attack hits even harder thanks to the Tough Claws ability, boosting its diverse array of wide-spanning coverage. Its weaknesses are exploitable, not least of all Stealth Rock, but it's highly effective in its role. Manectric becomes an offensive electric par excellence, incredibly fast and strong, with amazing defensive utility and Intimidate, and even anti-Ferrothorn fire coverage. It still feels the many offensive defensive limitations of the mono electric, but it's still as good as those get. Gardevoir gains some of the most explosive power of all Megas through Stab Pixelate Hyper Voice, while also brandishing a move pool rife with excellent options, hostile to Fairy Resist, and a good speed tier. The only reason it's ranked here is that it's difficult competing with Mega Diancie. Pinsir may become quad Stealth Rock weak, but it gains a terrific speed tier alongside some of the most ripping power around with Aerolate, unleashing both stab return and excellent priority and quick attack. The support and restraint it requires is worth the devastation it wreaks. Altaria becomes well-rounded not just in its stat spread, but in its robust Dragon Fairy typing, with its lower offensive stats assisted by Pixelate and the many opportunities it gets through its litany of useful resists. Its impact isn't the most immediate, but it's varied and has a ton of utility. Gyarados is a stall-destroying machine with the unaware ignoring Mold Breaker, while simultaneously excelling against offense with gigantic bulk and even a typing shift to Water Dark, providing it a second powerful stab. It has to wait until late game, but there it's lights out. Aggron becomes one of the bulkiest Pokemon around, with astronomical defense and workable special defense, enhanced by the Filter ability, weakening super effective attacks. It also hits incredibly hard. It needs support for its lack of recovery, but the returns are massive. Staraptor goes from kamikaze machine to a more well-rounded bird, but one that's no less threatening. It trades in its normal typing for the wickedly synergistic fighting flying combination, alongside invaluable increases to its bulk, speed, and of course, attack. Halucha has the same type, but is slightly weaker offensively and defensively in exchange for extra speed, which is actually the same speed as its base form. Still, it's a difference maker. The greater the significance between it and Staraptor though, largely rests on the abilities they'll get. Scrafty finally realizes its potential by seriously cranking up its attack, delivering the full brunt of its dual stab, especially since its defenses have been pumped even higher. Even its low speed has been been buffed just enough for its Dragon Dance to get the job done. Crabominable has even less speed than usual, but that's actually good. It wasn't going to outrun anything anyway, and this lets its actual important stats get boosted further. It now receives stunning attack and excellent defenses to enable its tremendous stab combination. Golisopod has its similarly low speed untouched, but revels in the incredible utility of its newly gained half-steel typing, which brings the most out of its incredible attack and bulk buffs, especially its astonishing defense, letting it spam first impression and spikes with delight. Golurk is another that doesn't bother improving its lowly speed, instead piling on the power and bulk that makes with its beautifully synergistic offensive-defensive typing. Lack of reliable recovery is a drag, but it sure resists a lot and will dish out some major pain in return. Barbarco goes from its highly flawed water rock to a sort of Terrakion cosplay with rock fighting. And also if Terrakion learns Shell Smash. Such a boosting move on such a stab combination is already terrifying, but is really pushed to extremes by much improved attack and speed, as well as nicely increased bulk, helping pull the smash off in the first place. Phalanx may mostly be a generic fighter, but it now has solid speed and great attack and defense, meaning it can actually viably use its signature move, the all-in, no switch, all boosting, no retreat. It's a highly specific strategy, but late game, it might just run away with the battle. Raichu Y goes real fast, blazing past most opponents at base 130, with a stunner of a base 160 special attack alongside Nasty Plot and a diverse array of colorfully complementary coverage. It's shaping up to drop most everything in its path so long as it can navigate its immense frailty. And now we move on to the better tier. Heracross loses speed, but is rewarded with an unreal attack stat and excellent bulk on both sides, as well as new offensive options in the form of Stab Pin Missile, as well as Rock Blast and even Bullet Seed, pushed to 5 hits by the Skill Link ability. It's truly unwallable. Darkrai is tough to parse, as it's almost completely different from its base form. It suffers a massive speed drop all the way down to base 85, but not only is its special attack pumped way up, it's also looking to take hits with base 130 defenses. It's strange, but it has potential. Sableye becomes one of the most irritating Pokemon in the game for how its Magic Bounce ability shuts down just about every utility move, which is troubling given its solid bulk and access to recover. It's not threatening by itself, but its support enables a host of dangerous strategies. Zeraora not only packs a smasher of a base 157 attack stat, it's got ridiculous speed that outspeed base 150s like Alakazam that are themselves crazy fast. It makes the most of its strengths, as you must with the limitations of the physical Mono Electric. Heatran doesn't love its lower speed, especially since its far less important attack gets buffed and its defense gets unchanged, but its special attack and special defense are absolutely monstrous. It's going to tank the special hits and dish them out more ferociously than ever. Dragonite is so committed to its new special attacking focus, it loses some of its previous flagship attack. It also hits the base 100 speed benchmark and gets bulked way out. It has all the tools to effectively bombard opponents with its powerful dual stabs and endless coverage. Swampert is a swift swim sweeper extraordinaire. It's specific to rain teams, but under Drizzle, it's one of the scariest Pokemon around. Its monstrous attacks, mostly waterfall, threatening KOs left and right, enhanced by its excellent natural bulk. Gallade gets it all. It gets stronger, bulkier, and faster. Its new speed is already tremendous for a Pokemon of its utterly immense power, but its boosted defense subtly yet significantly complicates its counterplay further. It can go both all-out offensive and a more bulk-heavy route. Feraligatr is set to rip things up with its newfound half-dragon typing and an utterly monstrous plus 55 boost to its base attack, all the way up to base 160. Its speed remains the same, but its increased bulk and particularly defense makes grabbing a Dragon Dance or two a cinch. Frostlass launches into new realms of terror. Its special attack and speed are not just outstanding, they're in service of the two very best stab types. Frail and weakness-laden though it is, it's worth it for how much it outspeeds and crushes, especially after a Nasty Plot. Starmie is only a bit faster, but gains nice bulk and more importantly, goes all out on becoming a physical attacker. If the word on the street that it will have pure power as its ability winds up being true, it'll be one of the most frighteningly powerful Pokemon in the game. Delphox rockets to an absolutely scorching base 134 speed stat while brandishing a barn-burning base 159 special attack, which is handed targets left and right by the insane speed, almost not even needing Nasty Plot. It's set to be one of the scariest new sweepers. Greninja is similar. It doesn't pack as much of a wallop, but base 133 special attack is still not to be taken lightly, especially with excellent stabs and Nasty Plot. The real kicker is base 142 speed, easily beating out even Delphox and landing in that same cadre of late game terror. Eternal Floet is finally set for release, and its Mega looks to go hard with a whopping 155 special attack alongside its signature Light of Ruin and its 140 base power. With good speed and amazing special defense, it'll find plenty of opportunity if it avoids stronger physical moves. Absol Z is the first of the 3 Z Megas, and it shares with them an extraordinary base 155 speed stat. This, alongside the ferocity of dual stab, stab, gained by its new half ghost typing and an even higher attack stat, places it well ahead of the original Mega Absol, even without an ability. Garchomp and Garchomp Z are unique beasts. Megachomp gets flack for its lower speed, but it's actually excellent with its immense power and bulk. Megachomp Z seems poised to be a top-tier nasty plot sweeper. It just has to deal with going Mono Dragon and losing Ground Stab. Now we have the very good tier. Tyranitar takes everything good about its base form and cranks it up and even shores up its low speed. Stronger, bulkier, and faster, it's better at doing everything base T-Tar already did. It's especially unbreakable defensively, which enhances the buffed offenses even further. Scizor also basically becomes its base form, but stronger, bulkier, and faster, which is exactly what it needs to not just keep up, but become one of the most important defensive pieces around, with excellent utility and no shortage of offensive power either. Diancie becomes an incredibly key mix of attacking and utility. It loses much of its base form's bulk, but becomes both a fast, powerful mix attacker and a key supporting piece thanks to Magic Bounce, with far more robust offensive-defensive typing than the comparable Absol. Lopunny becomes one of the very best Pokemon for keeping opposing offense in check. It gains incredible speed and attack alongside perfectly complementary dual stabs, including the double priority of Fake Out and Quick Attack, supported beautifully by the Scrappy ability. Medicham is one of the most ferocious wall breakers even by Mega standards. The otherworldly power of its high jump kick makes it nigh peerless as a one-hit KO machine, especially since it's coming from a solid speed stat and is supported by an excellent physical move pool. Slowbro doesn't automatically Mega Evolve. Early, it plays like a regular regenerating Slowbro, though crucially, one that doesn't fear knockoff. Late game, it Megas to gain stupefying physical bulk and the crit-proof shell armor ability, letting it lock down the win. Venusaur becomes one of the most difficult Pokemon to break, not just through sheer bulk, though it is very tanky, but through the thick fat ability nullifying its fire and ice weaknesses. It also effortlessly hits hard, limiting the window opponents have to take it down. Excadrill has its attack reach newly gargantuan levels, supported by a base speed stat 1 point faster than Garchomp's famous benchmark. It even has its lower defense shored up, synergizing beautifully with its high HP and great typing to make hitting the field even easier. And now we move on to the outstanding tier. Latios and Latias become supercharged versions of their base forms, which were already among the best Pokemon around. Now their increased bulk enhances their utility and limits counterplay to them even further. Latios' terrifying all-out offense, even using its boosted attack to trash would-be checks with Earthquake, while Latias has superb support and how incredible it is to take down, which also brings out the most of its Calm Mind set's game-ending potential. Charizard X and Y are similarly dangerous, but differ greatly in terms of checks, which is dangerous on that first turn when you don't yet know which form it will become. X is a gold standard for Dragon Dance with Tough Claws fueled physical attacks, while Y's Drought enables Auto KO Fire Stab and Solar Beam's excellent coverage. Both forms also get much bulkier on the respective side of the physical special split. Mawile becomes utterly monstrous upon gaining pure power. It's far scarier than the similarly feared Medicham for being much more difficult to take down, with solid bulk and arguably the best typing in the game, Steel Fairy, letting it shellac the opponent with Stab Play Rough, great coverage, Swords Dance, and just in case you think you can exploit its low speed, a Sucker Punch that, though it lacks Stab, is so strong it outdamages Arceus extreme speed. Alakazam takes its already threatening speed and power through the roof, remorselessly wall-breaking mid-game and cleaning up late-game. However, its subtler improvements also go a long way in making it so difficult to handle. It gains a sizable bulk increase, most notably in special defense, but even the minor defense buff is helpful. The Trace ability also creates opportunities. For example, tracing Sand Rush and outspeeding Excadrill in Sand. Magearna was already nigh perfect. Its Mega fixes its one weakness, its base speed, and sends its special attack skyrocketing, making it even more adroit at using that famed Steel Fairy typing and excellent bulk to effortlessly switch in and dismantle the opponent. And now we have the Elite tier. Metagross became one of the most all-around perfect Pokemon in the game. The power and bulk boosts were highly significant, especially as the former was assisted further by Tough Claws as the ability. But what really pushed it to its incredible heights was a monstrous boost to its speed. It's the perfect storm, a hard hitter that is also so difficult to take out in return thanks to great typing and bulk, and it also outspeeds many of the Pokemon that could hit it hard. Blaziken turns up the heat on its base form's already scorching speed booster. It gets faster, which may seem redundant, but actually is of great help in making it more difficult to outrun after just one boost, while it hits much harder, especially physically, without the hindrance of Life Orb recoil. This effective increase in longevity goes hand in hand with its slight bulk increase, which may not seem like much, but makes a world of difference when facing desperate priority moves. Mewtwo X and Y take the Charizard method to its extreme. While it has less surprise factor, as Y is far preferred to X, both tower above the rest for sheer power. X gains half fighting typing and goes physical, with attack that leaves Mega Heracross in the dust while maintaining its base form's amazing speed. while Y ups the ante by going even faster and having special attack that was for a long time the single highest attacking stat in the game, base Mewtwo taken to its extreme. Kangaskhan was initially so overpowered, the parental bond ability forming the crux of his power was nerfed in Generation 7, with a second hit that was originally 50% damage going down to 25%, though of course this didn't stop it from being menacing as all get out. In addition to the lunacy of the damage it dealt, it had amazing natural bulk and just the right speed stat coming together to form an utterly broken monster, nerf and all. Gengar gaining Mewtwo tier speed and Kyurem White level special attack already would have launched it into the upper echelon of megas, but to give a powered up version of the most dangerous attackers the Shadow Tag ability was just absurd. Suddenly all those 1v1 matchups it dominated meant an inescapable KO, with its speed and tremendous move letting it trap and eliminate some of the best Pokemon in the game. It has incredible team support as well. Salamence achieves Metagross-esque all-around excellence, but pushes it even further, not just with higher speed, but by becoming a different kind of beast, transforming its dragon-centric base form into a flying-focused monster. Its Aerolate fused power makes it both an immediate threat to dish out the KOs, while with Dragon Dance it's capable of running away with the game on the spot, especially with the myriad switching opportunities granted by its monstrous defense. Lucario and Lucario Z are both terrifyingly over the top. Mega Lucario was a vicious attacker, both physically and specially, assisted by adaptability's added stat power and excellent speed. Mega Lucario Z manages to up the ante, going ridiculously fast and strong in its new all-special guise, even dropping its base form's attack to be able to wring more of its special attack and speed boost. Baxcalibur takes its base form's already excessive power and bulk and sees both ascend to truly dumbfounding levels. For something this preposterously powerful to be so absurdly bulky is really a form of cosmic horror. It doesn't even matter that a good chunk of its boost went uselessly into special attack and that its speed went untouched. It already had all the speed it needed and just gets more impossible to both withstand KOs from and KO in return. And now we have the Pinnacle, the absolute uncontestable top of the megas. And of course we have Rayquaza. Rayquaza broke the essential rule of Mega Pokemon. It almost surely would have towered above all megas through its design alone. Deoxys attack level, dual offenses, excellent speed, and even the same natural bulk as Mega Kangaskhan, which went perfectly with its Delta Stream ability, ridding it of its flying type weaknesses. However, it had to go beyond. It was the one mega that didn't even need a Mega Stone to Mega Evolve, meaning it could also hold an item. Even the most insane megas are generally balanced by the fact that they can't wield extra power from items or shrug off status with Lumberry or anything of the sort. But not Mega Rayquaza. It seemed destined to be peerless in this regard, but even though it hasn't seen mainline game release yet, as crazy as it sounds, there is one above even Mega Rayquaza, and we will even give it its own tier. Mega Zygarde, the one above all. Simply comprehending its existence poses a challenge to your sense of reality. Superlatives fail to capture the absurdity of its base 216 special attack, leaving Mega Mewtwo Y's previous best in-game base 194 gasping in the dust. Said special attack will be used to unleash Nihil Light, a dragon move that hits fairy types just as it hits most everything else. That is of course a one-hit KO. Even the bulkiest steel types get 2-hit KO'd. It helps that it's got a stutter of an HP stat, letting it bounce most counterattacks off. Even if it is technically frailer than Zygarde Complete, it's still devouring hits with ease. Base 100 speed gets the job done just fine too, and it can also Dragon Dance for the speed boost, despite not using physical attacks. Now you have to transform base Zygarde into Zygarde Complete before it can Mega Evolve, but this is a cinch, and the reward is the most automatic one-hit KO machine the game has ever seen. And thank you so much to our Platinum patrons. Thank you to Amphozenus, Alex Sable, Anthony Belval Renault, Daniel Isbeast, Corman, Eric Dissing, Funky, Glitcherton, Howl, Jack G, King Yabber, Nightfall, Megamon VGC, Mojo Gameslayer, Nurse Jake, One Penguin to Rule, Pretzel SP, Seagulls Incorporated, Sojiro Sakura, Spavoon, Gyleria, Soras and Croxon, Shiwei Miji, Stoneface Colin, Tyler, Kiboflu, Wardine, Zathor for their major support of our videos.